So today I'm going to be watching this video. It's called Australia's Top 5 Most Remote Pubs, and I've watched videos about the Outback and life in some of the more remote parts of Australia. So interested to see the most remote pubs. So you can tell me what's the most remote pub you've ever been to. Let's have a look at this, see how they are.
Hot, rugged and unforgiving. Out here, nothing sticks around unless it's stubborn as hell. We're counting down our top 5 Australian Outback pubs, places you won't just stumble across. They sit alone in the dust, hundreds of clicks from anywhere that looks like civilization. They've survived heat waves, floods, dry spells that last for years, and every curveball the Outback can throw their way. Not much changes out here, and that's the whole point. These pubs aren't busy, but they don't need to be. They're here because they're needed. At number 5, the infamous Panther Hotel in Larrimer, Northern Territory. You can drive past this place, the whole town, in about 8 seconds. The Panther is the heart and the soul of this place. Population? Well, it depends who you ask. Usually between 8 and a dozen. The pub looks like someone opened a zoo, a bar, true crime museum, and forgot to finish any of it. Inside, there's taxidermy, crocodile out the back, and a bar full of stories about the bloke who vanished after a few beers. Still unresolved. They made a Netflix doco about it. Didn't clear much up. It's for sale now, and if you're into mystery, heat, a watering hole with more questions than patrons, but for the locals, and there are still a few, it's just the pub. Where you go for a cold one, a yarn, some questions, and maybe a meat pie if Barb's still got the oven on. It's strange, it's scrappy, but it's still here, which is more than you can say for a lot of places out this way.
Yeah, I mean, that looks like an interesting place. Even though the town is so small, it seems like that pub would almost be like a tourist destination in itself, just of how quirky and out there it is. Yeah, you can tell me if you know about that. Is it something people know about? It just seems a bit mad when you compare it to probably city wine bars and things like this. How much more personality a place like this has. It looks amazing. We've got the meat pies as well. Actually, it looks like a fun place to visit. And a Netflix documentary. I'm going to check that out and see, have a look at that, see what life is like.
Number 4, it's the Betoota Hotel in Queensland. It's a pub with no town, no neighbours, no main street. Just a stretch of red dirt and empty horizons. The nearest town is more than 160 kilometres away. It's a miracle this place is still here. For 25 years it's sat, abandoned, baking under the sun. Even the ghosts had fled. Simon Remienko was the last one to keep it alive, the sole publican and sole resident. When he called last drinks in '97, it wasn't just the end of a shift. It was the end of a way of life. Simon passed away in 2004 and they buried him right out the back. After that, the pub felt like it was holding its breath, waiting. Then Robbo arrived. He patched the place up, reconnected the water, ran generators, got the beer flowing again. Not exactly a Bunnings around the corner type of job. Robbo didn't just fix a building, he revived a piece of the Outback's stubborn heart. Now the doors are open again, the beers are flowing, the walls tell stories, old photos, dusty memorabilia, and scars from nearly a century in the desert. If you turn up early enough, you might catch one of their infamous spread it all out dinners. By every sensible measure, this pub should have disappeared a long time ago. But it hasn't. It stands alone. No town, no streets, just the pub. A place for cold beers quiet and loud yards, and a good excuse to pause, take in the surroundings. The Betoota Hotel, right in the middle of nowhere, and exactly where it belongs.
This is so cool, man. Like, again, like, this is so far away from things in Scotland. You never see places like this because it's such a small country. There's no remote places really. There's a lot of pubs in that, obviously, but I don't know, something really special about these places. But what sort of events were going on there? I guess like maybe they're trying to get people to go there for different things or he's making these events to try and bring in some income. But pretty cool to see it be revived. A great honour to the last publican who owned it, who's buried there as well. But another place, a lot of like interesting things. It's almost like going to like a museum or something. All these things you can see, or like an art installation, something like that. Maybe that's a bit wanky, but it looks like a place with a lot of heart. I like it.
Number 3, Daly Waters Pub, Northern Territory. Built in 1930. That looks like it too. Originally a stop for cattle drovers and early aviators. Still kind of feels like that. The place is cluttered with bras, foreign coins, hats, old boots, most of them nailed to the ceiling.
Oh my God.
It just sort of started and kept on going. They'll serve you a beef and barra plate, cold beer and a stubby and a story or two if you've got time, which most people do. Grain nomads roll in, truckies, bikers, tourists who have gone a bit too far off track. It's a strange little oasis. The band plays most nights live music under the fairy lights. It's dusty, it's loud, it's full of character. You don't stumble across the Daly Waters Pub. You arrive there, mostly on purpose.
Yeah, so I was going to say, it's like, so much like heart and personality compared to like any other pub. Like that one is like, they just keep getting more and more like insane in how they look. That one filled with bras and t-shirts and just different things hung up. So cool. Like, I'm pretty sure you could, I'm not going to say you could spend a long time just looking at bras, but you can spend a long time just seeing everything. It's cool. They've got like this stage with the live music and again, like, yeah, I never really thought that it makes sense when you're like traveling in like a van or a camper or something like that. These are like the perfect places to stop off for a night, have a drink and just chill there, man. Very interesting.
Put your finger on the middle of the map and you're just about in Birdsville. Out here on the edge of the Simpson Desert, there's not much. Dust, heat, couple of houses, and this pub. The Birdsville Hotel has been standing here since 1884. Built from stone and made to last. It's weathered sandstorms, floods, and more than a few hard nights. It's one of the most iconic Outback pubs in Australia. Birdsville is over 1,500 kilometres west of Brisbane. The road is rough. In summer, it's brutally hot. But every September, the town comes alive. The Birdsville races draw thousands to this patch of red dirt.
People take their own aeroplanes.
Dust settles again. During the off-season, it's very much a locals party. A bar, it's a meeting place, a social hub. The bar is lined with names, stories, and plenty of boots that have done their fair share of walking. It's a watering hole, a landmark and a place that still does things the old way. You don't just end up at the Birdsville Hotel. You plan for it, you earn it, and once you've had a cold beer here, you'll never forget it. In the middle of the South Australian outback, hours from the nearest town, the William Creek Hotel is often called Australia's most remote pub. In fact, one of the most remote pubs in the world. It's smack bang in the middle of Anna Creek Station, bigger than some countries. And when the planes aren't flying scenic trips over Lake Eyre, they're landing right out the front for a beer. The pub itself? A tin-walled outpost from 1887, built as a stop on the old Garn Railway. It hasn't changed much in over a century. Inside, the walls are plastered with hats, number plates, foreign currency and scribbled names from every traveller who ever made it this far. Just down the road is the Woomera Prohibited Area, one of the most secretive military testing zones on Earth. And when Lake Eyre floods, the whole region becomes a magnet for scientists, pilots and photographers. The town turns into a mini air hub overnight. You don't pass through William Creek, you aim for it, and you hope you make it. And if you're here at dusk, wondering where everyone's gone, walk to the edge of town. You'll likely find them there, waiting for another perfect William Creek sunset.
That's awesome, man. Some of the coolest pubs I've ever seen. Yeah, again, like just the way they like plaster the walls and the ceilings with things is quite unique, man. But tell me if you've been to any of them. Would that make you want to go? I feel like if I was in Australia, I'd like want to like at least try and visit one of those. So much history, and yeah, just being so different from anything else I've seen. So tell me what you think about these. What's the most remote pub in Australia you've been to? Thanks.